There's a lot to digest and a lot of voices to be heard. Stick to the frequency that amplifies these voices, stories and reports that make the difference. This is Agidigbo News, 88.7 FM.
This is Kunle Amzat Studio, Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
Good evening. Welcome to the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Olamide Batmos. First, the headlines. Shetima arrives in Lagos to brief Tinubu on Maiduguri situation. Ibadan residents rely on POS operators as cash crunch continues to bite. Iranian missiles injure 160 in towns near Israeli nuclear sites. U.S. drones deployed to Nigeria alongside troops for intelligence training. Lukman eager to shine in high-stakes Madrid derby clash. Now the details. Vice President Kashim Shettima has arrived in Lagos to debrief President Bola Tinubu on the situation in Maiduguri, Borno State, following his visits to the state at the instance of the president. According to a statement by a spokesman, Stanley Nwokocha, the vice president will brief the president on the outcome of his condolence visit to families and communities affected by the tragic incident in Borno State, as well as his on-the-spot assessment of the situation on the ground. Thereafter, Vice President Shettima is expected to lead 7 governors on a visit to the president. As citizens across the country go about their day-to-day activities, the pressing quest for cash remains a key role in purchasing. Transaction of different items and services are forcing Nigerians in patronizing POS operators rather than the traditional bank withdrawals or transfers. However, as the point of sales operators POS continues to become a widely accepted business and taking the center stage in the Nigerian market, Agidigbo FM news correspondent Radiat Amzat explores the challenges, fraudulent activities, network glitches, as well as the gains in this growing industry. Jehovah Tobi Olaiju brings the reports.
In an era where digital transactions are gradually replacing traditional banking methods, point-of-sale terminals, popularly known as POS, have become the lifeline of daily transactions across Nigeria. In the ancient city of Ibadan, POS operators hawk their services at local markets, motor parks, and on the streets, with charges as low as 100 naira per 5,000 naira transactions. As of March 2025, Nigeria has about 6 million active POS agents processing billions of transactions daily. In the last 5 years, 7 out of 10 Nigerians have moved from using ATMs to POS, with many citing accessibility and speed. But behind the convenience lies a complex web of challenges, fraudulent activities, and unexpected gains affecting millions daily. In an interview with Agidigbo FM News, that many Nigerians prefer POS terminals because of no queue compared to bank queuing. In separate interviews, POS operators shared the amount they make daily and how long they have been in the business.
100,000 if the market comes well, but if the market does not come well, maybe 300. In the morning to the afternoon, at least 400.
POS operators also called for better network infrastructure and protection from fraudulent activities that continue to threaten their livelihood. POS operators stepped up when Nigerians needed cash, especially during the crisis of 2023, but their increasing dominance is now seen as an obstacle to a system trying to reduce its reliance on cash. As Nigeria marches towards a cashless economy, POS terminals stand at the intersection of tradition and innovation while bridging the gap between digital banking and cash-dependent populace. Jehovah Tobi, Olaiju, Agidigbo FM News.
The Public Relations Officer Association of Nigerian Authors, Ogun State Chapter, Mr. Samuel Ogunyinka, has felicitated Nigerian poets and writers all over the country in commemoration of the World Poetry Day, highlighting that poetry's role in global unity and environmental awareness cannot be overemphasized. Speaking on the theme of the day with Agidigbo FM News, Mr. Ogunyinka noted that poetry is meant to foster peace and cultural expression in a divided world, preaching that poets part of forces that shape society.
I want to say we have the World Poetry Day to all poets out there. I celebrate you. And as this year's theme implies, let's keep using poetry as a tool for communicating peace and as a medium to make the world a better place. Thank you for choosing this class. I celebrate you.
The PRO further encouraged future poets and writers on exploring personal and collective strength through creative writing, emphasizing on the government creating policy and initiative that would encourage poetic artistry in the society. Now it is time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Kulamza Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom, I am Olushola Damilola. More than 160 people have been injured seriously in Iranian missile strikes on two southern Israeli towns close to a nuclear facility. Iranian state TV earlier said the strikes were in response to an attack on Iran's nuclear facility yesterday. In both cities, interceptors were launched but failed to hit the threats, resulting in two direct hits by ballistic missiles with warheads. Both Israel and the US have said the elimination of any possible Iranian capacity to develop a nuclear bomb as the key aim of the war, although urgent investigations are taking place to ascertain how the missiles breach Israel's air defense system. President Donald Trump yesterday threatened to hit Iranian power plants if Tehran does not reopen the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours. Trump's latest threat comes a day after he said the US is considering winding down military efforts in the Middle East. But as gas prices increased, US officials have been furiously trying to avert a potential month-long closure of the straits, privately acknowledging that reopening the key waterway is a problem without a clear solution. And that ends the news from Kunle Hamzat Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom, I am Olushola Damilola.
Welcome back. We shall also be moving to a Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kunle Hamzat Studio at Gidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Sonya. U.S. President Donald Trump and Iran threatened to escalate their war by attacking energy facilities in the Gulf, a potential widening of hostilities that could deepen a regional crisis and add to concerns in global market. Air raid sirens sounded across Israel from the early hours of Sunday morning, warning of incoming missiles from Iran after scores of people were hurt overnight in two separate attacks in the southern Israeli towns of Arad and Dimona. The Israeli military said hours later that it was striking Tehran in response. Trump on Saturday threatened to obliterate Iran's power plants if Tehran did not fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours, suggesting a significant escalation barely a day after it talked about winding down the war, now in its fourth week. Iran said on Sunday it would attack U.S. infrastructure, including energy facilities in the Gulf, if Trump carried out his threat, which it made as U.S. Marines and heavy landing craft continued to head to the region. The U.S. military has multiple MQ-9 drones operating in Nigeria alongside 200 troops to provide trainings and intelligence support to the military, which is fighting Islamist militants across the north, U.S. and Nigerian officials told reporters. They added that troops are not integrated within Nigerian units on the front line and the drones are collecting intelligence and not carrying out airstrikes. However, the U.S. deployment, which follows U.S. airstrikes targeting militants in northwest Nigeria in late 2025, shows the U.S. getting back involved in tackling Islamic State and Al-Qaeda-linked insurgencies that are spreading across West Africa. Major General Samaila Uba, Director of Defense Information at Nigeria's Defense Headquarters, confirmed that the U.S. was operating assets from Bauchi Airfield in the northeast. And that ends the news from Amzat Studio at Gidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya.
Welcome back once again in the exciting world of sports. Ademola Lookman is poised to experience his first Madrid derby as Atletico Madrid prepare to take on Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu come 9 p.m. today. Since making his permanent move to the Metropolitan Neo Stadium from Syria's side Atlanta during the January transfer window, the Nigerian winger has already faced another of La Liga's giants, Barcelona, twice in the Copa del Rey. Lookman has contributed 4 goals and 3 assists in 13 appearances across all competitions for the Rojiblancos. A win for the Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid will move them to the top place of the Spanish La Liga table, giving them the bright chances of UEFA Champions League sport come next season. To wrap up the news this evening, here is a recap of the headlines. Shetima arrives to Lagos to brief Tinubu on Maiduguri situation. Ibadan residents rely on POS operators as cash crunch continues to bite. Iranian missiles injure 160 in towns near Israeli nuclear sites. U.S. drones deployed to Nigeria alongside troops for intelligence training. Lookman eager to shine in high-stakes Madrid derby clash.
Don't forget that you can listen to us live on our website www.agidigbo887fm.com. You can also download our mobile app on the Google Play Store and iOS. Simply search for Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Follow us on Facebook at Agidigbo 88.7 FM, on Twitter and Instagram at Agidigbo 887 FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have news stories and tips for us, contact our newsroom on 070-8714-4865 or send us a mail on newsroom@agidigbo887fm.com.
And before we go this evening, here is a quick tip. Action eliminates doubts. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Olamide Badmos. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information, and information is power. At Agidigbo 88.7 FM, we bring the news from top to bottom.
The Oyo State government has said the over 1.5 million out-of-school children.
We give you reports from Oyo State,